So how did we get this property off market when other buyers were not able to close on it? And I'm re-recording the audio here because when I was on site, it was just crazy windy day. So this is a property in Northeast Ohio. It's a 3-bed, or was a 3-bed, 1.5 bath. We made it a full 2-bath. We bought it for $64,000 off market and put $75,000 into the renovation. The seller came to us from a letter we sent out. And the situation in the home was really bad. The seller had allowed a distant relation to move into the home several years prior, and they hadn't been paying rent. They had a litter of kittens and 12 adult cats living in the house. The house was falling into disrepair. There were carpenter ants. It smelled bad. It was very dirty inside and out. And the seller and the person living in the home, I'll just call her Jane, really disliked each other. They were exchanging nasty messages, not communicating well at all. And the seller had tried to get a realtor inside, and the person, Jane, refused access. A few other investors like us had tried to get inside, and Jane didn't allow them in either. So what did we do to really differentiate ourselves that let us not only get inside the house, but also have a complete tour of the home, close on it, and create a situation where Jane was willing to move out so we could make the necessary repairs to the home and re-rent it? And just as an aside, this is a part of Northeast Ohio called Summit County. In this particular neighborhood, you could get a 3-bed, 1.5 bath listed on the market, unrenovated, 1,500 to 1,600 square foot home for around 175 to 185 today. And renovated, the same house would sell, depending on how high end you went with the renovation, between 250 to 300. So what were the exact steps we took to get into the home when others couldn't and ultimately buy this house? First of all, we had to get in touch with the seller. That was through a letter. We sent the letter because we had driven past the house and saw that it frankly looked terrible. A window was sagging, the paint was old and chipping, it was dirty, there were weeds everywhere, and so on. So we knew something wasn't going well, and we sent a letter. And the seller got back to us and basically said, look, a lot of people have tried to get in there. They weren't successful. The occupant's terrible. They won't let anybody in. I can't get inside to maintain the house even. So here's their number, but you're not going to get anywhere with it. So we thought we'd try. And we called Jane, and we spoke to them, and we basically knew that Jane had never been spoken to nicely based on all the stories we heard from the owner. She'd been treated like the enemy, and so we gave her an opportunity to talk. We let her tell us. We just asked open-ended questions, let her tell us what the situation was. There's always two sides to every story, so we differentiate ourselves initially that way. And she opened up to us. She basically told us that the owner had not been maintaining the home, hadn't been doing the things they were supposed to. All these people were telling her that, she had to get out and she had no right to stay there. It wasn't her house and she wasn't paying for it, and throwing the book at her basically. And we took the opposite approach. We listened, we were understanding. She had some points that were valid, and we, acknowledged that. And, ultimately it sounds cliche, but real estate's a people business, and establishing a good rapport and being kind to people and good to people can make all the difference. And we were the first people to do that here. And that's what ultimately got Jane to let us into the home, just by having that open conversation, not telling her what the situation was, letting her tell us what the situation was. And basically we said, look, we know it's been a tough situation. We think we can help you out with it. We'd love to look at the home. We don't know whether we'll buy it, but we promise that if we do, this will not be a situation where we'll ask you to move out right away. We'll help you financially with a move. We'll help you physically with a move. And we can give you the time you need. And we essentially had a friendly conversation that set us apart from everyone else that she'd been dealing with. And that's what got us inside and allowed us to ultimately close. And by being able to get inside and spend time with her and show her that we were investors, yes, but we were also sincere, decent people who weren't going to take advantage of her, weren't going to throw the book at her. We're going to help her sincerely and honestly, and we did. We got her groceries. We helped her move. We helped her find a new place for her. We helped her with time to get to rehouse her cats, which was very important to her. So, there are all sorts of situations you'll find that you have to deal with, but when you're dealing with an occupant that's been tough for the owner to deal with, it's likely that everybody else has been very mean to them, and you can differentiate yourself and have a really legit shot at the home that others can't if you are sincere and good and decent to them. So if you like these videos, please give us a thumbs up. We'll create more. This is Josh at lppropertygroup.com, www.lppropertygroup.com. Thank you.